Back on the Bluff, a Jaguar Nation football preseason special.
Welcome back, Reggie. It's been a tough offseason for the Jaguar family after the passing of former Southern player and coach Sean Wallace, who passed away in February after a lengthy battle with cancer. And if you ever had the honor to meet Sean, he was an amazing football player and coach, but an even better man. Even though Coach isn't here with us anymore, his legacy on the Bluff will live on forever. Here's how the Jags are honoring Sean this season. Every time Southern breaks a huddle, it's followed by two words. It's a tribute to former safeties coach Sean Wallace, who passed away in February after a lengthy battle with cancer. He may not be on the field this fall, but the legacy Wallace left on the Bluff still lives on.
Sean embodied everything about Southern University. He is Southern University, so we're going to always honor him and his family by, staying Sean strong.
Every day he came knowing he had cancer, knowing he was going through chemo. He came and he gave all he got. He gave us all he had to his last breath. Since the time I watched him close his eyes, he gave his last breath. So that just motivates us. We know what he would want us to do and where he would want us to be. And this year 2025, he wore 25 here at Southern, so this year is special for us.
The Jags don't need any extra motivation, but this year they're playing for something much bigger than a SWAC championship.
There's not a day that goes by that we don't talk about or think about it or wishing we could hear that voice coming down the hall. But, these guys understand and they love him and they respect him, and they want to do everything in their power to not let him down. So they're using that as motivation as well to make sure that we're their best selves.
That's our motivation this year, Sean Strong. So when we say that, we mean that. We mean that we're going to fight out here every day. We're gonna come out here and give 100% like he did every time he came out here. I know that's what he would want, and no matter what we're going through, we're gonna keep our head high. We're gonna smile like he always had that big smile on his face. And no matter the size of the dog in the fight, he was always gonna fight. So we're gonna do the same thing.
You could just tell how much they want to dedicate this season to Coach just by how emotional Brister and Graves got when talking about him. But of course, you can't replace the void and legacy of Sean, but Southern did bring in a former NFL player to coach the defensive backs. Liam Stinson is now on the Bluff. Reggie, how huge is this to have a former NFL player of his caliber, played for the Bears for 5 years and the Falcons for 1? How big is this?
This is really big to be able to, you can't replace Coach Wallace. You can just bring somebody in to help extend what he was trying to teach. And Coach Stinson coming in, a guy with NFL experience, a guy who's coached for years in high school, coming in to coach safeties here. I think he was at Pete Purview previously, so he has college experience also. Coming in with that kind of experience to coach the safeties and coach defensive backs, hey, it's a blessing.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing.
But of course, we can't talk about that dog day defense without Kelby Givens. And in my opinion, if you looked up the definition of loyal, Kelby Givens' face would show up. Staying on the Bluff, he has the potential and power to play at an FBS level, but he still stays with the Jags. Obviously, preseason SWAC player of the year, or defensive player of the year, excuse me. What are your expectations of Mr. Kelby Givens?
Well, Kelby Givens has been a star basically since he set foot on Southern's campus. This was a guy who kind of went under the radar in high school. He came, got to Southern, and was a dominant force as a freshman. And now as he's grown, got bigger and stronger, he's even become more dominant. And he's a playmaker. He faced a lot of double teams. And last year, a lot of people said, well, he didn't, he wasn't as dominant. Oh, he was. It's just that I don't people I think they kind of had the expectations too high for him. He still had 11.5 tackles for losses. And he is still an incredible guy. He is a monster to block. And as long as he's drawing those double teams and allowing other guys to make plays and making the kind of plays that he does himself, this guy is just, I had the pleasure of watching Michael Strahan play when he was at Texas Southern. And I don't want to say that Kelby Givens is Michael Strahan, but he reminds me a lot of Michael Strahan.
Oh, I could absolutely see the resemblance. That's honestly a good one.
He reminds me a lot of Michael Strahan. So,
yeah.
And it's going to be interesting how they use Kelby Givens this year. Will they say they're going to move him around? I wonder if they're going to maybe on some plays move him inside 1 or 2 plays, 4 or 5 plays, just to get an advantage and see if he can get away from the double team. And they're going to move him around. He may even play standing up a little bit.
Yep.
He usually plays with his hand in the dirt. He may play standing up a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use Kelby Givens. But he is the heart and soul of the Dog Day defense.
Absolutely. But going back to Derek Williams, losing him, and now you got Vincent Sullivan coming in to fill those shoes. He led the team in tackles. He first team all preseason SWAC honors. You think it's a big season for him?
I think it's going to be a big season for him. He has to play very well for this defense to play very well. He's a linebacker. He's going to be making the calls. He's going to be really the captain of this defense, and he's replacing a guy who's a 3-year starter. So if the defense is going to go, he's going to be the guy who puts them in place to make them go. And Vincent Sullivan now, he seems to be coming into his own. He looks the part. He looks the part. He's a stout guy, got a little length, he's got some length with him, he can move around, so he looks the part. If he can fill in those gaps and make those plays like Derek Williams made, get the defense in place, you can expect big things out of the Dog Day D and Vincent Sullivan.
Of course, we didn't forget about special teams, kickers and punters. They deserve love too. Losing Joshua Griffin, that was a big loss, but they brought in a very talented freshman from Central, Nathan Zimmer, but also Kenny Pham returns for punting duties. Reggie, what are your thoughts on bringing in Zimmer?
I think that was a big get, bringing in Zimmer. He's a guy who has a strong leg. He can do multiple things. He can kick off, he can kick field goals, and he can punt if necessary.